Let's talk business now as the Nigerian exchange NGX key market indices rebounded by 0.83% on Friday on renewed investors' confidence. The alt-share index inched higher by 313.45 points or 0.83% to close at 38,212.01 against 37,898.56 recorded on Thursday. Also, the market capitalization rose by 164 billion naira or 0.83% to close at 19.919 trillion naira from 19.755 trillion naira on Thursday. A breakdown of the price movement table indicates that NASCON topped the gainers chart in percentage terms with 9.76% to close at 15.75 naira per share. On the other hand, UPL dominated the largest table in percentage terms by 8.98% to close at 1.52 naira per share. Joining me on News Central now is Aziz Lawal, the Managing Director of Trust Bank Capital Management Limited. It's so good to have you once again on the news.
Good morning, Rita. Thank you for having me. Morning.
Good morning. Okay, so the market closed rather bullish on Friday against the bearish outcome of Thursday. What could have led to this?
Yeah, good question. It's more renewed interest in attractive counters. Specifically, we saw interest of investors in Zenith Bank and Dangote Cement. I mean, these two stocks, they gained 0.42% and 4.03% respectively, thereby lifting the by 0.83% on the day. We expect the performance to be mixed. We expect performance to be mixed this week, with investors cherry picking across different sectoral baskets, particularly oil and gas. Thank you.
Okay, so we have reasons as renewed interest. Now, why are heavy industries and energy stock being sought by investors?
Yeah, energy stocks specifically, it's more of the initial reaction of investors to the passage of the long-awaited petroleum industry bill. I mean, following the passage of the bill on Thursday, investors moved in on stocks that may likely be impacted by the bill immediately. So on Friday, as a result, on Friday we saw significant bulk trades in the shares of Seplat. I mean, as far as oil and gas upstream is concerned in the market, Seplat is a market leader. So we saw investors' interest in Seplat. We saw bulk trades. In fact, the price closed at around 700 naira on Friday, gaining 1.75%. We also saw interest of investors in Oando, though the price did not really move significantly. Did not move, but it featured on the most traded stocks by value. So this is basically investors moving in on stocks they believe will be impacted by the petroleum industry bill.
Okay, Aziz, on the other hand, investors are rushing to the bond market despite its reduced rates. Can you tell us why this is happening?
Yeah, bond market is tricky, right? But it's a combination of factors. The market was in fact bullish all week as benchmark bond yields compressed by over 30 basis points for the week. The bullish frenzy started after the auction on 23rd of June, thereabouts, and it continued into last week. So at that auction, we saw stock rates drop for the first time this year, thereby creating a bullish frenzy. Also, we noticed the activities of short sellers at the long end of the curve who are seeking to cover their positions with 245s. The week closed with buying interest shifting to the short end of the curve. So as a result, we saw 2023s compressed by 53 basis points. We also saw 2025 compressed by 44 basis points. Again, we are beginning to also see shades of front loading against imminent maturities. The bond market, we see close to 800 billion will come into the market this month. So against that imminent liquidity, we are beginning to also see market players trying to position to gain attractive yield. So it's a combination of factors, but basically it is buoyed by juicy yields. an attractive yield, and investors, market players are positioning for different reasons. And we expect that bullish trend to continue into this week.
All right. So generally, Aziz, what's the forecast for the week?
Yeah. So generally, for equity markets, the reaction in the equity market this week is going to be mixed. But then it's going to be mixed and it's going to be quiet. But then we expect investors to kind of cherry pick across different sectoral baskets, specifically oil and gas. They'll continue to look at interest, to test their interest in Oando and the likes of Seplat and Total. Then for the bond markets, we expect yields to continue to compress further, especially as liquidity surge is imminent. Particularly, I mean, we expect that in the next 11 days thereabouts, when about over 500 billion will come into the market.
All
so buyers will continue to position against that imminent liquidity. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Aziz Lawal, for sharing so much light on this. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you.